Hey, how's it going everybody? So, most of you guys that watch my channel probably know that I have a series called Top 5 itch.io Games of the Week, where I play a whole ton of the top-rated itch.io indie games, sort them into the top 5, and rank them. Now you guys really seem to enjoy that series more than anything else I put on my channel, so I figured, why not duplicate the series and start one for Steam as well? But there's one big difference between these two. On itch.io, there's hundreds of indie games posted, and I can only play a small fraction of them and rate them. Whereas on Steam, there are only 5 or 6 indie games posted per week. So buckle in, because in this series, you'll be hearing probably about every indie game that's posted to Steam. Oh, and by the way, I always play all of these games on stream, so if you want to join me there, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn post notifications on. Okay, let's jump straight into the video, and if it looks like I'm looking at my notes down here, it's because I am. So jumping straight in at our number 5 spot for today, we have a game called AZ Oath of Brotherhood Prologue number 1. This is a game by We Solo A to Z. It's an RPG retro themed game. I played this one on stream. You basically play as a teenager named Robbie who's a little insecure about his abilities, and he has to defend his title as reigning champion of an arcade game. I'll put up the gameplay for this game, and really this mini game where you have to keep the circle inside the other circle is all the gameplay you get as part of this game. But I do find it interesting how the developers were able to weave a story around such a simple concept. I think this game really needs to be fleshed out and built upon more, but I do see potential in it, and supposedly there's going to be 2 more prologues and then a full game, so I do have hopes for this franchise. This game was very simple, and at times a little boring, but I did have genuine fun playing it, and I'd recommend checking it out because it's free. Alright, now moving on to our number 4 spot, we have a game called Nibiru, and all the gameplay you're gonna see for this game is actually not from me because my computer isn't the greatest and it couldn't handle playing this game and recording or streaming at the same time. This game is a super fun first-person action-adventure shooter. It's made by FS Studio, and basically when you start the game, you're on a spaceship, and you can choose from, I think, 6 or 7 different people to play as. There's an engineer, a medic, a fighter, the list goes on. Your ship crashes and you're stranded on a planet, and you have to scavenge for parts, find out what happened, and play through the game. I didn't get to play this whole game, obviously, but I did have a ton of fun, and I was really impressed with how well this game was developed for an indie game. If you're into first-person shooters as well as space exploration games, I'd highly recommend checking out this game while it's still free. Coming to our number 3 spot on this list, we have a game called Metallic Metronome by Frystal. This is a casual rhythm-based game, and for those of you that watch the channel, you know that I'm kind of known for being bad at video games, and this game was no exception. So basically, it's a wave-based game where you stand in the center and there's a beat playing in the background and you have to attack the enemies just on the right beat in order to survive. This game is a super cool, unique idea that I've never seen before, and something that I really especially like about it is that there's a whole bunch of configurations for different playstyles. So if you really want the genuine experience and you want it to be difficult, you can leave everything as it is, but if you're more like me and you're terrible at the game and you just want to see how it ends, there are settings like infinite lives and no slip, which basically means that you're not disabled after you get attacked. This game is definitely high intensity, and I had a ton of fun playing it, even though I was super terrible. Alright, moving on to our number 2 spot on this list, we have a game called Lunar Lux by Nobab Moinudin. I'm so sorry about your name, I'm sure I totally messed it up. Anyway, this is an RPG adventure game with turn-based combat. I really enjoyed what I played of this game. I didn't get to play it for too long, but something that I see in a lot of indie games is a distinct lack of story, and this game definitely doesn't have that. The game started off really strong with a backstory and a cutscene, and I was excited to find out what happened next. Maybe I'll play it more sometime. Anyway, this game is set in space, and you're part of the Lunar Guard or something like that. You get to walk around, explore, find items and friends, and uncover mysteries about your enemies. If you're the type of person that really likes these 2D vast exploration games with lots of character and story and enough combat to get by, I'd highly recommend you check this one out, as it really appears to be expertly made. I did find one glitch which resulted in me walking away into space, which is why I didn't get to play too much of the game, but I'm sure things like that will get patched in the future, and I was really impressed with this game. Alright, moving on to our number 1 spot. This game is called There Is No Game by Draw Me a Pixel. This is a casual adventure puzzle game, and there's a pretty good chance you've actually heard of it, because this game came out in 2015 for a game jam. There's a lot of bigwig YouTubers out there who have played this. It's a super funny game, but the reason it's making it on this list is because it just came out to Steam this week. This is a really funny adventure puzzle game where you're in constant conflict with the hilarious narrator. Even the description of the game is making fun of itself. If you really want a good laugh and some puzzles that might actually challenge your mind, I definitely recommend playing this game. It's a pretty quick playthrough, but definitely worth it. Alright guys, if you liked this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment. And if you've made it this far, thanks a lot. On this channel, we make indie games related content all the time, so if you're into that, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.